I think what makes them so addictive is that they kind of hit all the pleasure points for human palate. Salty, sweet, umami rich. We call them umami bombs. Portlanders reacted very positively to the fish sauce wings when they first came out. They've pretty much been a hit since day one, but I have to give props to Guy Fieri.
Ain't had a thing but a chicken wing.
He came to the restaurant and did an episode of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
Crunchy, tender, falls off the bone. What a dish.
And that was the takeoff point for the wings. We went from selling 30, 40 orders a night to selling 200. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys the home version of Ike's Vietnamese fish sauce wings. Here's how you do it. And then I'm just going to let that sit for a few minutes so that the flavor can really get soaked into the water. And in the meantime, I'm going to make the rest of the marinade. The backstory of the Pok Pok wings goes back about almost 15 years now, and I was in Vietnam traveling around, and I stopped at a place that's quite well known in Vietnam called Bia Hoi stand, and it's usually on the street, and you just sit at a little plastic table on the street, and they had a little snack menu in English, and one of the things it said was fish sauce wings. And as soon as I had these things, I was like, my word, these are amazing, and I've got to figure out how to make these. When the whole wing is used, there's this flap of skin right here. So if you were to marinate it just as it is and fry it, it'll kind of bunch up like that, and you'll end up with this kind of flabby bit in the middle that doesn't get crispy. You just cut like that, and then when you fry it, the whole thing gets crispy. The wingtip is actually my favorite part. It gets really, really crispy. The sugar and the salt get soaked into the meat of the chicken, and that's the secret to making this really, really flavorful. So I had about 4 or 5 runs at it. It wasn't working out. Luckily, there's a fellow who's been working with me for years, Ik Trung, otherwise known as Ike. And I said, Ike, do you know this dish? And he's like, yeah, man, get me 2 pounds of wings. We went through this one time using 2 pounds of wings, and the rest is history. As the garlic browns here, you want to really watch it, because when it looks like it's completely done, it's burned, because it'll keep on cooking when you're done. Now what we found out is that these really cheap, thin aluminum frying pans are the best because they transfer the heat properly and reduce the caramel really easily and quickly. And we use a non-stick because we want to be able to get all the caramel off the pan into the wings. Now at this point, I'm just going to do a quick, tiny schwitz of water in the pan, and that pulls the rest of the caramel onto the wings. And that's the dish.